Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Alright, so this video is about how are you doing today? And how are you doing yesterday? A bit stressed, a bit frazzled, probably couldn't sleep, maybe tossed and turned, or maybe you just literally couldn't sleep like you had too much energy. Does everything seem to be annoying you? Do you feel a bit annoyed pretty much over nothing? But in your mind, oh, it's not nothing, Mike. That little speck on the ground, that's really pissing me off. Alright, there's something going on. I'm not a mind reader. I'm not some magician. There is something absolutely going on in the, I'm going to call it our solar system. Okay, so I have a couple of clips. One is from Stefan again, and there's another lady. Let me see if I can find her real quick. Hold on. So Stefan Burns, and then this other lady, she's also, I just forgot the name of it. She's a doctor. It says Dr. Let's see, Dr. Tamitha Skov. I think they're called Geophysicists is what they're called. They're both talking about what's going on, how we're getting a massive blast. It's bigger than anything that I've already announced on here before. It is, like Stefan said, larger than anything we've had in over 10 years. And Dr. Tamitha had said, and they show it too, it's wider than 7 Jupiters. Alright, so here's what I want to say. Just hear me out. I'm going to help you guys out. If you are feeling negative, if you are feeling stressed, or if you feel like you're just annoyed in every little thing, okay, I'm going to give you some answers on how to get out of that. But the first thing is to realize it's just what's happening to Earth. We are getting blasted, and it is affecting people. Yesterday morning, I went for a run, and this guy, they were at a stoplight facing each other. It's 7 in the morning. There's no one there but those two. And the one car is turning right, which is in the United States, by law, he has the right when the light turns green. The other guy, if he's crossing traffic, he has to let that person go, even if they're going straight. Well, he just blares, and I mean just lays on the horn. And I'm looking at him like, really, dude? You're completely like in the wrong here. Well, it didn't really matter because he's feeling like shit, and he wants to take it out on a total stranger. So our little mascot, Sheena, she had contacted me about an hour ago, and she was complaining about what's going on, and she's... oh, by the way, this is... here, let me fix that. Sorry, I had to adjust the picture. So that's a little gift that I sent her a little while ago. I think she got it about a week ago, so she's super happy about that. Read what she wrote. It's kind of sad at the very end. Thank you for this sweetie. So cute and adorable. Strawberry Shake, that's the nickname. Never had a gift from others for a long time. Her family doesn't take care of her son in any way. Like, they're just not kind. Okay, so here's what she wrote. This was about a half an hour to an hour ago. I'm fine, just a little annoying. So I'm like, hey, it's the sun. Now, a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? I'm telling you right now, go outside. People are losing their shit. That people are arguing and fighting, going way too fast. Start paying attention to when... Now, here's the deal. Yesterday morning, it was calm, it was cool, it was relaxed, everything, but people were just flying. But there was no wind, there was no, energy except from the sun. Alright, so I'm going to throw a couple clips in here from 2 different geologists. Geophysicists. If I say geologists, forgive me. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to literally give you the same tips that I gave to Sheena to feel better, because it's making your body kind of tighten up and you can't breathe deep. Well, the first thing I'm going to do right now, start breathing. Breathe in your nose, and then breathe out your mouth. I would do that at least 7 times. Hold it inside for at least 3 to 5 seconds, and then blow it out. Okay, it'll start stretching your diaphragm and your stomach muscles. So I'm glad I found Stefan. I never knew they were doing this stuff online on YouTube, but so the way I knew it in the past, and even now, I now go to Stefan's channel and purpose say, okay, so what is he reporting today? And it matches up with what I'm feeling, what I'm picking up, okay? And also at the same timing of when I'm picking it up. Okay, so here's the first lady. Her channel is her name, Dr. Tamitha Skov, S-K-O-V. And then the next one is Dr. Stefan Burns, and that's the name of his channel. So his first clip, which is after hers, is from yesterday. So he predicts it perfectly. And then the second clip is from about 5-6 hours from today.
We're in the middle of a solar storm fast wind combo with more to come. And we have a massive coronal hole that's so large it could fit 7 Jupiters side by side at its widest point.
Model for the past 24 hours, and we see this area of extremely high total electron content. This will always be on the sunlit side of the Earth because you have this solar radiation coming in and charging up the ionosphere. And there's in general then going to be more electrons that split off from these different gas molecules. And so the total electron content will go up. But it is anomalous to see just how much the total electron content has gone up. Here we see our scale. Usually these red zones are just kind of looking like this, like these tail ends right there are what it looks like normally, but instead right now we're getting a massive blob to travel across the surface of the Earth, or rather the Earth is rotating and solar radiation staying constant like that. So this is just what's been happening for the past 24 hours. When you have a stronger ionosphere and greater total electron content, that can make a geomagnetic storm stronger. So if you have a really big solar storm impact like we are having right now with the interplanetary magnetic field at 40 nanotesla and in a negative configuration, and then you have the ionosphere supercharged, that gives you the conditions for a huge geomagnetic storm. I talked about that a little bit throughout my prior videos this month. Let's just touch back in on that really quick.
Now, one of the things he mentions, I think it was in today's video. Today is March 25th. It's 7:44 a.m. in the morning in California. He mentions how these can cause earthquakes. Well, we literally just had an earthquake in just south of New Zealand. Literally, I think it's on the island beneath the south part of New Zealand. And it's in his video. I think it's in today's video. Tuesday, March 25th. I believe it was in this video. It might have been yesterday's. But no, it had to have been today's because it just happened about, I think, 10 hours ago or something like that. So, yes, this absolutely does affect earthquakes and hurricanes. And he talks about this in storms and all kinds of stuff. Now, I believe it was in yesterday's video. It might have been the video before yesterday. But he talks about how all of this energy affects people's emotions. Can cause anxiety, can cause stress, it can cause people to have outbursts of anger. Here's what it is essentially. You have a tremendous amount of energy going inside you and around you, and it's interacting with you. So one thing that I've noticed, my sleep is way off. I'm in bed for 5 hours, like I'm wide awake, and I'm like, I didn't have any caffeine. It doesn't make any sense. First tip I'm going to give you, back off the caffeine. If you have to do some, do a little bit. If you do 2 cups of coffee a day, do a half a cup total, okay? Because this energy is amplifying. Another thing I noticed, if you eat spicy foods, it's going to amplify that, and like you're going to be wide awake. And that's what happened to me. And in fact, it was like these pickles that were kind of spicy. Very little, was nothing in there. It was either that or it's just the energy alone, because it was like I was like wide awake, clear-headed, wide awake, and that's going to make you get cranky if you do that 2 nights in a row, which has already happened to me. And by the way, this meme or post was posted by Danny Still on my Facebook page. Just a cute little post. So don't take it too seriously. But we know the narcissist out there is going to go, oh my God, look, he just posted something violent. Oh my God.
News. There is a gigantic coronal hole that's currently on the Earth-facing side of the sun right now, and the high-speed stream that it's emitting out into the solar wind is set to sweep by planet Earth in less than 24 hours. NOAA is forecasting that this will trigger a G1 to G2 geomagnetic storm. The scale rating goes from 1 to 5, 5 being the most severe. And so this is expected to increase geomagnetic volatility across the planet, cause there to be more aurora. And there are connections between coronal hole high-speed streams and various geophysical events across the planet. For example, they are connected to earthquakes. They're also connected to changes in tropospheric weather like cyclones and tornadoes. And so we have the biggest coronal hole that we have seen in probably about 10 years or more. And what's so shocking about this to NASA is the fact that it's occurring during solar maximum, when typically you don't see coronal holes this large. We usually see coronal holes like this size, or maybe a little bit larger. The big coronal holes typically show up during solar minimum when the sun's activity is low. But right now we are in solar maximum. The magnetic field of the sun is mid-flip. It's very chaotic. You have a lot more energy coming out of the sun. So to have this sort of dynamic at play is quite anomalous. And we
All right, so what I noticed up here in Northern California, it's been pretty cold, essentially winter weather, like maybe 2 degrees above winter weather. So it's been a high of 59, 60, 61, maybe 64 degrees. I don't even think it's been that. It's been below that. And a low of like 35 degrees, 38, maybe 40. And it was that way up until the day before yesterday. And all of a sudden yesterday, because put my hoodie on, put my sweater on, etc., and next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, man, it's freaking hot. It was 72 degrees. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So by the time I headed home at noon, it was already 75 degrees, and it went up to 77 degrees. So it's a huge shift just in a matter of less than 24 hours. All right, so why am I bringing all this up? Because I don't want you to think, oh, there's something wrong with you. Oh, you need therapy. You got to call someone. No, it's just this energy. So here's what it's going to do. This energy is magnifying what's already inside you. So if you have anxiety, it's going to amp the anxiety up. If you're an annoyed kind of person, it's going to pump up the annoyance, okay? But there's an easy way to get out of this. And number one is breathe. Breathe in your nose and breathe out your mouth. So what I'm going to do, I'm literally going to read off what I wrote to Sheena. All right, here's some tips, okay? So one thing, you got to breathe. You want to breathe in your nose, hold it for a few seconds, maybe 5 or more, and then breathe out your mouth. So it's breathe in, hold it, and then breathe out. And do it with pursed lips. Now I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to hold it and then breathe out. Just kind of get your breathing going that way. Holding the breath helps you to stretch that diaphragm muscle, your stomach muscles, etc., around your solar plexus, okay? Now here's what she wrote. She says, maybe I really had an anxiety. Her English isn't perfect. And she says, and hormone imbalance. And I'm kind of laughing. I'm like, no, it's not that. So, the reason why I bring it up is because I bet a lot of people on here go, man, it must be a hormone imbalance, or I must be this or that. Now, get your breathing going. Another thing you want to do is make sure you get your water going. You don't have to overdo it, but get hydrated. Get some water. Get some electrolytes if you can, okay? I would highly recommend eating healthy, okay? Fruit in the morning. Vegetables, clean, preferably organic vegetables. And then I would also make sure you're getting plenty of protein. That's another thing that will help you. Heavy foods can help you feel more grounded, okay? Carrots, root foods like carrots, potatoes, etc., okay? And you don't have to overdo it. Like, just do like I did 2 pieces. Got this celery stalks from Whole Foods. Really good celery right now. Really big, clean, thick. And so I ate 2 of those. I ate I forget the name of the kind of carrots, but I ate some carrots. And I didn't eat a lot. Just ate 2 medium-sized ones. And then I had some 2 mangoes and I had a banana. So that's how I started my morning. Here's another thing that I started doing. Now, I do that Thorn Catalyte, Catalyte, thorn.com. They have a mineral powder that they make, and it's called Catalyte, Catalyte. I put a little bit of that. I don't do a whole scoop. I do about a 1/4 scoop, 1/3 scoop. And then I squeeze some lemon and some lime in the water, and then I drink that. That gets your electrolytes going, your minerals, your vitamin C, etc., etc. And it also gives you what I call live, I forgot the word for it. There's an actual scientific word for it. Hold on. I am drawing a blank on that right now. So when you eat live foods, live fruits, live vegetables, get your vitamins and minerals, there's something in there, I can't remember the name, but it's actually live and it's healthy, whereas you have dry powders, they help, especially if it's minerals, because minerals in general are dry. So that's actually kind of normal. But when it comes to vitamins and stuff, you want to get that live stuff from carrots and lemons and limes and vegetables. It's really healthy. So I kind of have a balance where I make sure I eat some fruit and some vegetables every day. And you don't have to overdo it. Don't burn yourself out on going 2 full salads and a carrot on each meal. And, just eat healthy. Just get some good stuff in you. You'll feel better. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Back off on your caffeine big time. Caffeine is going to be amplified. Spicy foods, peppers are going to be amplified. Back off on them. All right, let's see what else I said to her. So let's go down a little bit more. Let's see. All right, the deep breathing we already did. Breathe in, hold it for 4 seconds plus 5 seconds, then breathe out. I would say do at least 7 to 10 reps at a time. Then kind of relax for a while, then maybe 5-10 minutes later, do it again and breathe in a little bit deeper each time you do it and hold it for a little bit longer. That really oxygenates your bloodstream. See, when you breathe in and hold your breath, it forces the oxygen through the lung tissue into the blood. And once you get oxygen into the bloodstream, your muscles physically start to relax. Now, what also helps this is if you have plenty of protein, so you've eaten some steak or some eggs or something like that. Maybe if you don't eat much protein, maybe increase your protein a little bit, because when you have plenty of that in your bloodstream, amino acids and oxygen and minerals, all of a sudden you start feeling better. Now, there's some other things you can do. Stretch. Do some light, easy stretching. You know, a cat kind of yawns in the morning, kind of stretches like that. Don't stretch to hurt, stretch to feel good. Alright, here's another one. Shake your arms and your hands out. I mean, just stand up. You can do it while you're sitting down. Shake your hands out, shake your arms out like that. I'm sorry, you can't see it. Shake them out. And while you're doing that, breathe in and then shake it out and hold the breath. And breathe out, okay? Shake, because what we're doing is we're loosening your neurology, your literal nerves, not only in your arms, but when your neurology is loosened in your muscles in your body, it loosens up the nerves in your brain as well. It gets things to open up, it gets the breathing, it gets the flow going through. Blood can flow through, so the arteries, what's the little tiny things called? The blood vessels, when the muscles are relaxed around them, blood can flow through a lot easier. You breathe easier, your stomach relaxes, you stretch your muscles a little bit, and it relaxes. Now, another thing you can do is shake your arms out and then shake your head out. Okay, so take your glasses off and then shake your head around. And while you're doing that, open your mouth wide open like you're stretching your jaw and your face muscles, okay? And then what you can do, I don't remember if I just said this, I may have, but shake your legs out, just like a boxer, okay? Right when he's in the ring, kind of bouncing around. Another thing you could do is bounce around, kind of like you're doing jumping jacks, but without doing the jumping jacks. Just get your body, you need to bounce, you need to shake it out, literally. It loosens up your muscles, it loosens up your nerves, and that's what starts making you feel good. You want to lose weight in a very easy way, bounce, jumping jacks, bouncing around, shaking your arms, shaking your legs around, shaking your hands, and breathing. Breathing is like the same thing in a car. It's how fuel burns. You need to add oxygen. When you add oxygen, just like to a car and gasoline, it burns it. Without oxygen, it can't burn. You literally will burn fat cells if you breathe deep. If you have a regular deep breathing exercise, you do it multiple times throughout the day and you jump around, you will lose weight if you do it long enough. Now, it doesn't have to be that much, actually. I will do it, say, for 3 to 5 minutes, like in between reading or making a video. Or I'll do it after the video, and then I'll read for 20, 30 minutes, and I'll jump around, and I'll do some jumping jacks, and I'll just bounce, shake my arms and legs out for about 5 minutes or something, maybe even 3 minutes, and I'll go back to reading. You do this multiple times throughout the day, it burns fat. Alright, here's another thing I do. I rub my hands together vigorously, okay? So go ahead and take a deep breath, breathe in. And rub your hands together like this, and you can rub the back of them. I like to do that too. Again, it's about loosening your nerves. And then rub your arms. So if you have a t-shirt on or take a t-shirt off, rub your arms all the way up to your shoulders, kind of squeeze your forearms, squeeze your biceps, squeeze your triceps. Sorry, hopefully you heard that I had the microphone down. So squeeze your biceps, squeeze your triceps, and rub your arms for a few minutes. Then you can rub your belly real vigorously, like with your open palm, and your lower back, and then your butt, and then you can rub your thighs, dig your heel into it, because you're getting the blood going. See, one thing I do is I learned a long time ago, take the heel of your hand and rub it down your thigh, from high up and down, and it pushes the old blood out so fresh blood can come in. It also loosens you up. So another thing to do, I'll lean down and I'll dig my fingers into my hamstrings. They're kind of not too hard, just kind of loosen them up, and then I'll rub it really vigorously, and I'll rub my calves, the back, and I'll rub next to the shin muscles. I'll even rub the shins, because it gets it open. It gets it stimulates your nerves. Here's another thing you could do. Take your palms and rub your face vigorously, your forehead, your eyes, your ears. Then take your fingernails and do it at the top of your head and the back of your head. You can also take your palms, rub the side of your head, the top of your head, the back of your head as well. Now, while I'm doing that, I like to stretch my mouth wide open, because when everything's kind of clenched up, it tightens up your brain, it tightens up your neurology. You want to loosen everything up. You want to literally open everything up to relax. Now, here's what some people don't realize. They hear like, oh, loosen up your neurology. It literally physically loosens up your nerves, your muscles, and inside your brain. When you clench down, everything tightens up, and that makes everything very narrow and very restrictive and constrictive, which is not comfortable. You want to loosen everything up and relax, and then just stretch. After you do all this stuff right here, bouncing around, rubbing this, rubbing that, stretch for 5 minutes, 7 minutes max. You don't have to do it for a long time, and don't force it. And while you're doing it, breathe deep and breathe out, okay? Get that breathing going. Nothing will relax you more than getting your breathing going, shaking your body out, and then rubbing your hands, rubbing your arms, and then stretching for 5 or 7 minutes. You do this for about 12-15 minutes, you're gonna feel better. It doesn't even have to be 15 minutes. Stretch for 4 minutes. Do the rubbing and the breathing and stuff for 4 minutes. You will feel better. You want to know where I learned this? From boxing and kickboxing. I got really good at this. I noticed when I bounce around, shake my arms out, it would feel good, and I'd step in the ring, I'd feel good. It's not even it does make you feel confident, but it really just makes you feel comfortable versus being all uptight and stressed. You just feel comfortable, you feel relaxed, everything's flowing, you feel your energy, you feel your power, and you're ready to go. If you've ever wondered why people in the fight game, boxers, kickboxers, MMA artists, while they bounce around, they rub their legs, they rub their arms, it's because it gets you prepared, it gets the energy going, and it makes you feel good. It opens up your brain. It gets you to access more of your neurology, which is only an advantage whether you're doing math. I do it before I read. I do it if I'm starting to bog down. I will literally do this for about 3 to 7 minutes, and I'll jump around, shake my hands out, do everything I just taught you, deep breathing, and then I'll go back to reading, and I'll be much more awake than I was before. And I absorb the material and understand the material a lot better. And on top of that, well, you're clearing out your lungs and you're losing weight. Before I went to kickboxing or boxing practice, I would literally do a warm-up for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, doing deep breathing, stretching, before I even got there. So by the time I got there, I was already feeling good. I was already alive, and I got a much, much better workout. My breathing was a lot better. That's a huge, huge part of working out and training. Now, unless you live in a country or you're from a culture that eats a very heavy salt diet, like Philippines, there's salt on everything, okay? Other than places like that, I tell people, especially in America, like most people do not eat enough salt, okay? Especially on warm days. Salt makes you feel good, and iodine is actually good for you, so you can do regular table salt. See, a lot of people do the pink salt, and then after a period of 6 months, a year, they're not really feeling right, but they don't know why. It's because you're not getting your iodine. So personally, before I work out or even read, I'll add some salt. I do it every day. I started doing it in the morning. I was one of those people who was very, very low on salt. I know because my doctor tested me. I used to pass out all the time. I'd get really dizzy, and I couldn't figure it out. And the doctor's like, do you have a really strict diet? I was like, no. He goes, your sodium is at rock bottom. He goes, you have to add salt breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Right? He goes, I don't care if you put it on your palm and you lick it, or if you put it in some warm water. You have to add salt, add soy sauce. He goes, to every meal. Ever since then, I have been feeling great. Alright, so that's it for this video. Hopefully this video helps you get through the next couple days. Loosen up, relax, take some naps too, okay? Alright, that's it. If you like this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, and if you want, go ahead and make a comment. And remember, there's a PayPal link right there in the description box if you want to go ahead and make a donation. I would very much appreciate it. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video, and there's a video tonight uploaded for you already, 8 p.m. California time. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Bye.